Hi guys, welcome back to She-Baller. A few things. Really hoping this is going to let me upload this. And also, I was really scared I wasn't going to be able to record today. Because my camera, apparently turns itself off, and I didn't know there was a button there. It was literally go to stream, and this half, it's black. And then, in this half, you could see my face. I was like, cool. It was kind of weird. I've never done that before. But today, we are going to look at the Portland Thorns versus the Washington Spirit. And then we are also going to look at the Indiana Fever versus why can't I speak today? Versus the New York Liberty. I'm eventually going to be able to speak. Don't know why I'm not able to. But anyway, let's get into it. We'll start with the Fever versus the Liberty. So, share screen. Apparently, I forgot how to do this. Oh. But I had two of the same tabs open. So, that's not the one I meant to share. But we will go back to that in a minute because I clicked the wrong one. But yeah, go back to that in a minute. Apparently, it has been a minute since I've just recorded. Okay, let's do this. So, we have the game, the Fever versus the Liberty. Field goals, 48.1 and 42.3. Again, very close numbers. Because if you noticed, especially in the second half, I think the Liberty kind of started to look fatigued and lose control of the game. It's kind of where the Fever took control. For 3-point field goals, you got 48.6 to the Liberty's 20.7. That's where I'm saying especially it looked like in the second. I say the second half, but the second half of the game, they kind of lost kind of some of that momentum. I think that they probably had a little bit in the first half, but they looked a little bit more fatigued, and I think that's where Indiana was able to kind of come away with the win. Free throws, 68.8 to 73.3. Again, I would say those are pretty close-ish, because again, it's not as big of a jump as the 3-point field goals, but the free throws, those I would say, I think, though, if you look at the personal fouls, the 22 to the 18, you can kind of see where those numbers kind of correlate, because the Liberty, people know, just kind of coming off perspective here, that the Liberty is a very dominant team, and I think a lot of teams know that as well, and so a lot of it's probably going to be a bit of fouls. Hence kind of where I think that 73.3 kind of comes into play there. Total rebounds, 38 to Liberty's 34. Again, pretty close numbers, but again, I think that also has to show that the Liberty lost a lot of that steam in the second half of the game. Turnovers, 12 to 11. Again, pretty close numbers, because I think, especially in keeping up with the pace of the Liberty, that the speed of basketball they like to play, I think the Fever did a really good job of keeping up pace and kind of tiring out the Liberty, because the Liberty probably isn't as used to playing on pace, teams playing on pace with them. So it's, after a while, you're going to get worn down. And then, okay, now we'll go back to the data table, because that is so my bad. Because apparently, I forget what I needed. Just to kind of end this here. So, okay. Is it on my laptop? Okay, this is a little piece on my laptop. Okay, so this little Venn diagram here. I didn't do a full-on like improvement plan thing right there, but we did for the Fever. They had nice pressure, and then players left open in the paint. So there were some like lapses in the defense. And then mostly for the Liberty looked fatigue in the second half. Again, I think a lot of that had to do with the Fever keeping on pace with them and keeping like the same kind of speed going. Because after a while, I think they just got a little tuckered out from that. So I think for the Liberty coming off this loss, can really work on making sure that if they are going to play like a faster speed of basketball, to make sure that, if a team is trying to play like the same speed as them, try to kind of catch them out, it's going to have to be they're going to have to learn to adjust and how to pace themselves a little better. And there are still, for the Fever, there's still a few like lapses of their defense. I feel like it's kind of inconsistent just because there are games where the defense is really strong, and then there's games where it's not so strong. So I think it's kind of locking it up in that consistency and how, like, if they want to play that fast pace, is how can we adjust defensively. All right. And the last thing I wanted to share, because I saw the news recently, because I had seen a lot of people talk about, like, there's 2 new expansion teams in the WNBA, right? With one being Toronto, I believe, and then Portland. Now, a little backstory here. If people didn't know, yes, Portland used to have a basketball team back in, like, I think it was from 2000 to 2002, maybe 2003, but I think it was 2000 to 2002. The WNBA had a team in Portland called the Portland Fire, and with this new expansion team coming, I think, out of most people like myself, they're probably going to rename it the same name again, because why wouldn't you? I mean, why come up with a whole new team name? But yeah, it is most likely, this is still speculation, there's nothing been officially announced, but the WNBA did file back for the trademark for the Portland Fire. So we're pretty sure that it's going to be the Portland Fire again, which I think everyone kind of should have seen coming. Yes, they were thinking of names. I think it's probably like it was going to happen anyway, because trying to play it off like the Trailblazers. But yeah, it's kind of, for me, it's also exciting to see, because the same people who own probably going to be the Portland Fire, we'll still go like this, are the owners, the people who own the Portland Thorns, after they were sold from the same people who own the Timbers. But they have like a whole like practice facility, like women's practice facility, both for the WNBA team and the Thorns, which I think will be exciting to see coming in the next. I don't know when the new like practice facility is going to be built, or when it's going to be done. I know they did like the groundbreaking on it, but within like the next, I know within, they have an announcement, I think it said like July 15th, which will be exciting to see. So yeah, that's what I want to end that part on. But anyway, let's go look into the NWSL game. Yes, we are looking at the Portland Thorns and the Washington Spirit. I really do try to stay, I guess, stay away from watching, or not from watching, but from sharing the data behind like the Thorns games, mostly because, yes, I am a Thorns fan myself. But this was a pretty anticipated match because Portland was unbeaten at home, I think, so far this season, and then the Washington Spirit are on we're unbeaten on the road. Obviously, the Spirit's record was broken because they did get beaten at Providence Park. So, also, I do want to preface this by saying sometimes where I get the data from, I don't know if it's right because it says I was watching the commentary on this game and it said 4-3-3. So we'll kind of go with both because it was both the same for both teams. So they also probably could have changed their formation too, but we'll kind of roll with this. So for expected goals, you have for Portland 1.7, Spirits 1.1. Both, I think, are pretty close numbers. Now, for like the Washington Spirit, they do have players that are out on injury, and some of their firepower is out on injury. So some of the firepower that they have is out on injury. And with Portland, it's a pretty young team who were kind of learning together, and Portland has shown that they still have a pretty dangerous attack, even though they're players who have never not never played together, but they're just they're all growing together, which I kind of like to see. Pass correction rate 77 to 81.1. With this, I will say I think it's gonna be I think Portland is pretty strong in. Okay, now I forgot what I was saying. Sorry, my phone distracted me. I need to learn to turn my phone off. So yeah, I think again still pretty close. I think both teams are very good passers. So yeah, I think both the rates are probably just about the same, with the Spirits being a bit higher. I think that just has a lot to do with I think they're overall pretty much the same. Possession 43 to 57. Again, I think the Spirit had a lot of control over the game. Just probably couldn't get their chances put away. Interceptions, 6 and 6, both were pretty close. They played a pretty I would say fair game. Formation, both said the where I got it was 4-2-3-1, but I watched the video, it's 4-3-3. Both teams kind of wanted to attack. They play pretty similarly. There, I finally got it out. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what is wrong with me. And then we will go here real quick to finish off. So, okay. So yeah, nice coverage defense. So when they're there were some nice moments where they were able to cover if the goalkeeper needed to come out. Some nice lofting balls when we saw that it was there was a goal because of it. There for both teams, there were some spaces in defense that kind of did laps. Nice counter-attacking for the Spirit, and then there was no counter. I put counter, but there was no corner defense. Sorry, I apparently cannot spell today, or ever, or speak. But yeah, there was no corner defense, and which led to some I like to call aimless clearances, where it's just get it out, and you hit someone, and it bounces right off them, and then it's oh, okay. So yeah. I think both teams still play pretty good. They're both fairly level teams. So yeah, I am gonna end here today, guys. I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next week with a brand new video. Peace.